Okay, guys, welcome to Base Gardening. I haven't really been doing many news type videos lately, uh, but lately things have gotten so kind of off the rails. I've felt a little bit more compelled. I've had dreams about doing videos. I used to do a lot of videos. I used to make a video every day, and I really just got off of it. But like lately, for the last few years, we've been on the brink of World War III or World War IV, however you refer to it, going hot, as in nuclear or a bunch of bombs you really don't want to see. So that's enough of an introduction. If you like this kind of stuff, you want more of it, make sure to like and subscribe and do all that stuff. So let's get started here. We've got our picture of one Volodymyr Zelensky here looking quite perturbed because as you know, Trump has taken off for Alaska for his meeting with Putin, which I'm sure Zelensky is not very happy with. Uh, as a very quick aside here, I just saw this and thought it was interesting, but I'm not going to cover it here. The FBI, DOJ still litigating to prevent release of known footage of Oklahoma City bombing 30 years later. That just caught my eye, and I just wanted to throw it in the video just to cover an interesting headline. But news of the day here. Here's my tweet. Um, Trump leaves Washington, D.C. for Putin meeting in Alaska. So no sooner does he do this than what do we have here? We have desperate Ukraine mounts large drone attacks hours ahead of Putin Trump talks. So Ukraine has been trying to inflict major blows on Russia in overnight and early morning cross border attacks, including carrying out a strike on the Oya seaport in Russia's Astrakhan region, targeting a vessel reportedly transporting Shahed drone parts and Iranian supplied ammunition. So I wanted to cover this here. I like using, if you want to use Grok, it's absolutely terrible for some things, but it's really good for some others. And one of the things that it is good at is just gathering a bunch of news articles if you ask the right type of question or whatever. So my question here was, what are the most recent developments in Ukraine ahead of Trump and Putin's meeting? And so it said one of the things it says here is that there's a Russian military advance. Russian forces have made notable gains in eastern Ukraine, particularly in the Donetsk region, capturing villages like Kucherev's Yar and so. But this would be a few days old now, not right before the meeting like the drone strikes from Ukraine are. These advances aim to strengthen Russia's position, da 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 da. So that's more like just standard war stuff. Now, here, this is what Ukraine just did, and it doesn't really tell you that this is what just happened. Ukraine drone and missile strikes. Ukraine has intensified long range drone attacks on Russian targets, including a strike on a ship in the port of Oya, Astrakhan, carrying drone parts and ammunition from Iran. Overnight attacks involved 71 drones targeting Russian regions, with 59 downed by Russian defenses, and strikes on a missile component plant in Nizhny Novgorod. These actions are part of Ukraine's strategy to pressure Russia into genuine peace talks. So the Russian retaliatory strikes, this is more just like the standard war stuff, not what just happened. Russia launched a significant overnight assault on Ukraine using two ballistic missile and 97 drones. So they returned with their drones in response to drones, etc. Ukrainian concerns over exclusion. Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed strong objections to being excluded from the Trump-Putin summit. To be honest, I actually think that it would be fair to invite him. But you know that if you did, when he showed up, he would just start shitting all over everything, and he'd probably like try to get in like a fist fight with Putin or something. So you really can't like invite that kind of person, can you? Um, then there's just the ongoing territorial and diplomatic tensions, et cetera, et cetera. So why does all this happen? Well, there's something, if you don't know it yet, it's called the Northern Group. So I asked it here, what is the Northern Group that formed inside of NATO in response to the Russia-Ukraine war? So the Northern Group has been around longer than the Ukraine war, but it's very important what their response is to it. The Northern Group is a defense cooperation format established in 2010, led by the United Kingdom, comprising 12 Northern and Western European countries: Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Iceland, Latvia, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. It says led by the United Kingdom. You may have noticed that whenever Zelensky goes to Europe, his meeting in the UK lately with Keir Starmer is always very important and very highlighted. Not to mention his meetings with Emmanuel Macron as well. But the ones with Starmer, you notice they're always highlighted. They get off, big hug, all that kind of stuff. So it focuses on regional security. So in the context of the Russia-Ukraine war, the Northern Group has played a significant role in coordinating support for Ukraine and countering Russian threats. The key points include response to Russian aggression. Northern Group has consistently condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine, viewing it as a direct threat to blah, 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 blah. Support for Ukraine, lots of money, lots of weapons. The group has prioritized bolstering Ukraine's defense. Yeah, defense. Yeah, that's what it is, guys. They're just defending themselves, right? What does defense mean? The act of defending or protecting from attack. Yeah, they're just defending themselves from Russian attack. Yeah, so they send them lots of money and weapons and stuff. Northern Group Ukraine format. In November 2024, a new cooperative framework, the Northern Group Ukraine format, was launched in Denmark, integrating Ukraine with the 12 member states. So this is kind of like a preemptive entrance into NATO, really. I mean, imagine how Russia would respond to this. We can see what they did, actually. This initiative, announced by the Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, focuses on addressing Ukraine's urgent needs, equipping combat brigades, and countering common threats. Plans for 2025 were discussed, with a follow-up meeting scheduled in Ukraine. Strategic focus: the Northern Group addresses border security challenges, including Russian military buildup in the Arctic and Baltic regions, hybrid threats, and maritime security. It emphasizes NATO's deterrence and defense posture. Yeah, they're just defending themselves, folks. Just don't worry, just defending themselves. They're not being aggressive or anything. With concerns about Russia's northern fleet, nuclear capabilities, and potential sabotage of critical infrastructure like undersea cables. Perception and controversy. Okay, so, posts on X, you can read about that if you want. The Northern Group serves as a platform to strengthen NATO's northern flank, enhance regional security, Yeah, they're just defending themselves. So that's really it. I just wanted to touch up on the fact that this is a very bitter little man. If you ever see him standing next to anyone else, he is just a tiny human. He thinks of himself as being like this, but he's really like this, and everyone else towers over him, and so he wasn't invited to the meeting, so naturally he has to do large-scale drone attacks hours ahead of the Putin-Trump talks. So there we go. That does it for this video, guys. Thank you very much. This has been Base Gardening, bringing you a little bit of news. Thanks, everyone. Bye.